Hi everybody, welcome back to Niecy's Closet. I took a few weeks off and now I'm ready to start again. So today I'm going to show you how to do a C2C half double crochet stitch and how you can turn it into a blanket. All right, so I've already started my blanket. I was asked to make a pink, gray, and white blanket or a throw. So I decided to start with the gray, the pink, and then the white. So I'm halfway there. So I'm gonna put this to the side and I'm gonna show you how I started it. I'm using Mainstay Yarn, 100% acrylic. I had not heard of this yarn, but one of my students at the community center, she came with this Mainstay yarn, not this color, but another color, and I liked it. And this is a number 4 weight, and it has 798 yards. And the next color I have is pink, and it's a number 4, 100% acrylic, and this is 397 yards. You can get this yarn at Walmart. All right, and then the white, I didn't use Mainstay, it's Lionbrand. It's some leftover yarn I had, and the color was light white, and I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook, or an eye hook, you could say. We're gonna form the loop. We're gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're gonna go to the third chain from the hook. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna go into this third chain, and we're gonna half double crochet, which means you go into the chain, you pull the yarn through and all the way through the 3 loops. Then we're going to go to the next chain. We're going to wrap, we're going to go into the chain, we're going to pull the yarn through and then pull through all 3. And then we go to the last one. Wrap the yarn around the hook, go into the last chain, pull the yarn through, pull through all 3. Now that's the first row. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to turn our work and we're going to go to the third chain from the hook. 1, 2, here's the third chain. We're going to wrap, we're going to go into that third chain, pull the yarn through, pull through 3. Then we go to the next chain, put the hook through the chain, through the loop, pull the yarn through, pull through all 3. And then you go to the last one. You wrap, put the hook through, pull the yarn all the way through. So as you can see, you have 3 half double crochets plus your chain 2 space. So when we did the first one, we have our chain 2 space right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to put the hook through the chain 2 space and you're going to pull the yarn all the way through. You're going to do a slip stitch and you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And then you're going to do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So really, now this is your second row. 1, 2. Now that we've done this, we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm pulling some more yarn out. You're going to turn your work, you're going to wrap, and you're going to do a half double crochet in the third chain from this hook. 1 half double crochet, go to the next 2 half double crochet, go to the next 3 half double crochet, and then you find the chain 2 space right here. You find the chain 2 space, you put your hook through the chain 2 space, pull the yarn all the way through. That's your slip stitch. Then you're going to chain 2, 1, 2. Then you're going to do your 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then here's your last cluster, and you find your chain 2 space. Here's your chain 2 space. You're going to wrap. You're going to go into the chain 2 space. I almost made a mistake. See that? So you're going to go into the chain 2 space, and you're going to slip stitch, and you're going to chain 2. 1, 2. And then you're going to do your 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now, suppose I want to change colors. Now, this is what I do. Everybody does it differently. What I do is I cut. After I do the last half double crochets, I cut my yarn, and I cut it so that I have enough string to hide the loose yarn. I grab my new color. I'm only showing you this because this is how I prefer to do it, but you can go on YouTube and you can look up how to add new colors to your project. So what I do is I just tie it in a knot. That's what I do. I tie it in a knot. See, I just tied it in a knot. And then I chain my 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Turn my work. Half double crochet in the third chain from the hook. 1 half double crochet. 2 half double crochet. 3 half double crochet. And then I look for my chain 2 space, I put my hook into the chain 2 space, pull the yarn all the way through for my slip stitch. I chain 2, 1, 2, and then I do my 3. I do my 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Go to the next, chain 2 space, slip stitch, chain 2, and do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Then I go to the last chain 2 space, the last chain 2 space. I do a slip stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, and I do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. See that? See, now it's a different color. I'm going to do 2 more rows, and then I'm going to come back and show you how to decrease so that it becomes, because right now it's like a triangle, but I'm going to show you how it becomes a square. Okay, so I'll be right back. Now that I've done 1, 2, 3, I'm on the 4th row. I'm going to go into the last chain 2 space. I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to do 2 chains, chain 2, 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3. Now, I don't want to do a 5th row of making it any bigger. I want to start going down so I can make this a square. See, right now it's a triangle. When you go this way, we're going to make it a square. And this is how we do it. You're going to chain 1. You're going to turn your work. And you're going to slip stitch in the top of all 3 half double crochets. You go into the top right here and you do a slip stitch. Here's the 3rd one. Then you're going to go into the chain 2 space right here. You're going to go into the chain 2 space and you're going to slip stitch. You're going to chain 2 and 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to finish up the row, going into the chain 2 spaces, chaining up 2, and doing 3 half double crochets. The next chain 2 space, 2, 3. The next chain 2 space, I'm going in, slip stitch, going through all the way, chain 2, and 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Now, I'm at my last chain 2 space. I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to chain 2, and then 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to turn my work, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the half double crochet spaces. I'm just going in and doing a slip stitch. This is the 3rd one. You just go in, pull the yarn all the way through. And then you go into the chain 2 space, slip stitch again, chain 2, 1, 2, and do your 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So now, I want to show you that. You see this? This is your decrease. And now you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, this 5th row, we're decreasing because we're going to go down. I'm going to do a few more rows and show you how it looks. I've done a few more rows. I'm going to go into this chain 2 space, slip stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, 3 half double crochets, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to slip stitch in the chain 2 space, chain 1, and turn. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch on top of all 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 2, 3. And I'm going to slip stitch in the chain 2 space, chain 2, 1, 2, and do 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Go into the next chain 2 space, slip stitch, chain 2, 1, 2, 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. See how it's becoming a square? Just by doing that procedure. We're going to go into the last chain 2 space. We're going to slip stitch. We're going to chain 1 and turn. We're going to slip stitch in top of the 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. We're going to slip stitch in the chain 2 space. Chain 2, 1, 2, 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to go into this chain 2 space and we're going to slip stitch. And then you can cut the yarn and you have your square. You see that? My blanket is going to be a square. See? It started from here. But if you turn it this way, you can see the corner here. Here you can see the corner. But I want to keep going because it's not as wide as I want. I want it a little bit wider. And then I'll start the decrease. I'll show you the blanket once I'm done. I've just about completed the blanket. And I want to show you what happens when you get to the end. So I'm going to go into the chain 2 space at the end. I'm going to slip stitch, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn. And now I'm going to slip stitch into the 3 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to chain 2. And now 3 half double crochets in the chain 2 space. I go to the next chain 2 space. I do a slip stitch, chain 2, 3 half double crochets in the chain 2 space. And now, here's the last chain 2 space. I'm going to go in, I'm going to slip stitch, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to turn my blanket. And now, I'm going to slip stitch on top of the half double crochets. 1, 2, 2, 3. Okay, you see, look, I'm getting ready to close it. I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2. You see that? I'm going to do 3 half double crochets in the chain 2 space. And then I'm going to go to the last chain 2 space, and I'm going to slip stitch, and I'm done. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to hide all of my stragglers, all of my loose yarn. I don't have much because I've been doing it as I go along. This is what I have remaining. I'm going to hide those, and then I'm going to single crochet all the way around. I'm going to do it once, I may do it twice, and then I'm going to decide on what stitch I'm going to use to frame it, to do a border. I have to decide the border. So for right now, I'm going to start single crocheting by just, what I did was, I slip stitched, I chained 1, and now I'm going to turn my blanket. Let me see, am I going to go this way? No, I think I'm going to stay this way. So I chained 1, and excuse me for the camera shaking, and now I'm going to single crochet all the way around the blanket. And I'm going to try my best to single crochet evenly all the way around. That's what I'm going to do. And I may mix the gray, pink, and white as I do it. So I'm going to continue single crocheting all the way around, and I'll get back to you so I can show you what my what the finished result is of this half double crochet blanket. Now that I've done 2 rows of half double crochets around the blanket, I decided I'm going to do shells as the final frame or border of my blanket. So I've been stitching around 2 rows. I'm approaching the corner. I'm going to do 3 single crochets in the corner. So as I go around the blanket, when I get to the corner, I do 3 single crochets. Okay, so now I have 3 more stitches to do. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of the beginning of the single crochet row, the second row. So I'm going to slip stitch here. I'm also going to chain 1 and single crochet right back into the slip stitch. I'm going to skip 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and I'm going to do 5 double crochets in this stitch to make a shell. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip 2 single crochets again, 1, 2, and I'm going to single crochet. Then I'm going to skip 2 more, 1, 2, And in the third single crochet, I'm going to do 5 single crochets. That's 5 single crochets. Skip 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and single crochet. And then skip 2 more, 1, 2, and do 5 double crochets in the third stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, single crochet in the next. So do you see that? See the shell stitch? So I'm going to go all the way around until I get back to here, until I get back here. And I'm shelling in the corners, going all the way around. All right, so remember, you single crochet, skip 2 stitches, 5 double crochets in the next single crochet. Skip 2, single crochet in the next, 5 double crochets, single crochet in the next. I'm going to do it one more time. I just single crocheted here. I'm going to skip 2, and I'm going to do 5 single crochets in the next. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I skip 2, 1, 2, and single crochet in the next. Okay, see how it's looking? I think it's going to come out really pretty. I'll show you the end result once I've gone all the way around the blanket. See you when I get back. The finished product of the half double crochet C2C blanket that I just completed. It's 45 by 45 without the border, and it's 47 by 47 with the border. I'm sure that you will enjoy making this C2C half double crochet blanket, and I just wanted to take a minute to show you what the completed version of the blanket looks like. I hope you like it, and I hope you have a good time making yours. It took me about 2 weeks to make this beautiful blanket. Until next time, keep crocheting.